Good afternoon, traders. Welcome back to the options recap with Rich. So let me pull up the YouTube channel. Just make sure we're good. Okay, I can hear myself, so we're good to go. See, we have 35 people in here, so thank you for joining me on this beautiful Friday afternoon. And I am going to just make sure that I tweeted this out. Okay, we did. Good. And we're going to get started and go through the setups and talk about everything for today. Also look at some swings and talk about, what's next. All right. So before we get started, let's look at AMD today. Let's go to the daily chart and let's discuss everything. Okay. So yesterday, right before we signed off, we were talking about the picks for today, right? So here we go. Roman Empire, welcome. Omar, welcome, brother. What's happening? Nothing. Just here, hanging out. Sylvia, hi. And I see my friend Rudely. What's up? What's up, brother? Todd, welcome. Yep. All right, so let's go. Okay, so Flacco, what's up, brother? So we knew that we had an inside close yesterday on AMD, right? So the first time that we entered AMD this week was actually over here, right? We entered AMD back on this 25th of June, and that one went really well for me. I actually got in on Monday with the AMD pick, and I actually held it all the way until the end of the week. Okay. So I got in at $1, and today I sold it for around $8. So I bought 2 contracts only. So I made a good bit of money. I made basically 8 times my money. So that one was a really good trade. So going into the lotto play today, I basically just saw the same pattern again, right? So we had this inside bar, and I'm just looking to play this inside bar because I know with this inside bar here, the option premiums are going to decay, right? So then I'm going to look for the tomorrow, which is today, as an opportunity to trade it. So let's talk about the setups here and let's discuss. So a few of you guys actually DM'd me and use the prior day's range technique to really make some good money. So I'm very happy that a lot of you guys actually made like 300 or 400% today on this play. So let's go ahead and draw the Fibonacci together. So let's start off with what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to draw the Fibonacci of the range. Okay. So the high of yesterday was 94.18. There's 94.18. And the low was 91.70. So you can see here that we have the Fibonacci drawn. Let me just pull this out a little bit more. Okay. Why does lottos get so much percentage increase as opposed to weak options? Because the lottos expire on that day. So that's why. Because the lotto plays expire on the same day, then it's either going to go to 0 or it's going to go to double or triple, right? So that's why there's no time value left inside of the contract. So you're not really paying for a time premium anymore. So if you're out of the money by the end of the day, you're going to go to 0, right? But if you're in the money, you can make a lot. So that's why it's so popular. Because people, it's literally like playing lottery, right? So that's why it's either, for me, when I play lottos, it's either all or nothing. I'm either going to go to 0 or I'm going to make double or triple. So that's the way I look at it. But obviously when you get it at the beginning of the week, since you have expiry for like 5 days until Friday, or if you get longer out, maybe you have 2 or 3 weeks, because you have that much time, it's priced into the option contract, and it doesn't really start to decay rapidly until you get close to the expiry, right? All right, so here we go. So the first setup on the day was a very powerful setup, and I know some of you got this because a lot of you DM'd me about this. So we had the 786 Fibonacci, which was your first entry right here. So we had the previous day's range. We pulled back down to the 786. Right? So if you had a limit order here on the 786 for your calls, that you're going to get it basically at the low of the day, which is absolutely beautiful. If you didn't want to get in with the limit, well, we had some beautiful patterns here we had this double hammer right here. You see that? These long wicks here. We had this hammer and this doji right before it, creating these 3 long wicks right here. So even if you didn't want to come in with the limit order, you could have just taken this hammer bar, just taken it long and just taking it up, right? So this one was a very beautiful trade. So either the limit or the break of that hammer bar. In terms of the opening range breakout, if you try to short it here, basically you would have lost everything right there, right? So, but you know, the shorts, the opening range breakout there still kind of makes sense because it could also take out, like if we break through here, you could be thinking maybe it's going to break through this low. So, you know, whatever you do, that if as long as you're following the right position sizing, you're going to be okay. As long as, let's say you took the puts and you just risk 1% of your capital, you lose the full 1%. It's not a big deal, right? So here we go. So we had this beautiful 786. We had this hammer bar. And then in terms of that, we just started going vertically, right? So we went vertically. The trigger price, if you're using the trigger price, was right around here. So let me put that in purple. So the trigger price was right around here. So even if you just took the break of the trigger price, you could have made some good gains also. So AMD, very fair, very, very good setups. I took the trigger price on my robot. I didn't take this one because I was already in from Monday, so I didn't really want to over leverage. But the robot that I have, I always make it do the triggers because that's all it can do. So it took the trigger here, and I made about 50% return on the calls. So that's pretty good, right? So I'm really happy with AMD. It was very good, generous to me this week. I made some great money. I know a lot of you have too. So hit me with a 1 if you guys are comfortable with that recap on AMD. See, we have about 100 people in here today. So thank you for taking your time on a Friday. I know there's probably a lot more exciting things to do than talking stocks. Fibbo was from previous day, correct? So that's the previous day's range. Okay, so that's one of my techniques. Question, why the 786 line? Well, like I said yesterday, either what you can do is you can average in. So you can have some orders on the 618, 786, 886, right? Like I picked 2 or 3 and you can use those to average into your position. Or if you want, you can just choose 1, right? So obviously if you do the 786, you're going to get a better risk to reward because it's going to come down deeper. So the calls are going to be cheaper, right? Or you could just do the 618. Either one is fine. Right? So just whichever one you want to do, you got to stick with it. If you want to average in, or if you want to pick one and stick with it, that's fine. Or the third option is using the candlestick. So then you can see there, we had the hammer candlestick right here to show you the support. How do you know which way to draw the fib? Meaning low to high, high to low. So basically what I do is I look at the open. So if the open is coming down like this, then I want to draw low to high because I want to see where the support can be when we dip. If we're going up, then I want to draw the fib the other way and see where the resistance is, right? But for me on AMD, my whole mind was just bullish this week because I was trading it from Monday and it had a very strong week. So I was basically in my head today, I said, I only want to play AMD bullish. I'm not even going to think about shorting it because usually when a stock runs for 3 or 4 days of the week, then usually on Friday, it will continue. So that's a note that I want you guys to write down. So get the pen and the paper out and let's write that down, right? So remember this, okay? So get the pen and the pad and let's write this down. So normally, if a stock is pushing in one direction for the first part of the week, let's say Monday to Wednesday, and then Thursday it takes a rest, right? So if we look at this chart closely, we can see this on the daily chart, right? So you can see we had this push and then Thursday we had this rest. That's an inside bar. An inside bar is a rest, right? So generally, what will happen is on Fridays, we'll continue in the direction of the original trend. So that's what really gave me all the clues that I wanted to play AMD long. And even if I played it long and it didn't work out, that's fine. But I want to stick to my strategies. I want to stick to my edge. You guys can do whatever you want in terms of like, do you want to be a reversal trader? Like, I just want to teach you guys. That's it. I want to teach you guys all that I know. And there's multiple ways. There's hundreds of thousands of ways to make money in the stock market. And I just want to show you all of those opportunities to educate you so that you can make the decisions on your own. I don't want you to copy exactly what I do. No, I want you to be independent, because if I'm not here tomorrow, then you can still go out there and fish for yourself. Okay. So let's move on to Walmart. All right. So let's move on to Walmart here. Here we go. So we'll go to the daily chart first. Okay. So Walmart is actually going to be a pick for Tuesday now, because you see this, we have the double inside bar pattern. So generally, right, in general, when we have one inside bar pattern, we're not really expecting the next day to close um, with another inside day, because we know that the double inside pattern is rare. But in some cases, it will happen. And Walmart is a great example of that happening. We have another inside bar. So now, if we look back, if we can zoom out here, so this, you see, this is the mother bar, this is the ignition bar here. And then all of these are the last 2 days. And the last 2 days are trading inside of each other. And that's what we call a double inside bar pattern. Okay. So now let's do the same thing. Okay. So let's start off. Let's draw the Fibonacci from the low. Let's go up to the high. Okay. And let me just adjust that a little bit. Okay. So here we go. Here's the first bar, 930 bar. So if you had a limit order on the 786, like we just saw for AMD, you're going to get filled on that push up right there. And that's probably the best. That's the best push you can get right there. If you got filled right there on the way up, then, obviously you'd make a lot. So that's the first play. The second play is the opening range breakout. So we can just take the break above this first 5-minute bar. That's a winner. We can also take this beautiful inside bar right here. This one is actually very beautiful. So that's a very, very nice one there. That's a great risk to reward. You're just long above here with calls. You have your stop loss down here, or you can have it on the mother bar over here. Just take that up there. That's a beautiful winner. Okay. And then we also have some intraday Fibonacci. We take the Fibonacci from the low to the high like this. You see that? We retest the 50. And this is, this is all from my book, guys. All right. So I'm still doing that sale on my book, guys. If you get my book, you get 1 month for free in the private swing room. I might cancel it after this long weekend holiday. But yeah, I think it's a great deal for you guys. I think you can gain a lot of value. So here we go. So now let's talk about market symmetry. So we always talk about this concept, right? I always tell you that the algos, they like to trade in a symmetrical basis. And here we can see this quite beautifully. We have this push from low to high. We pull back to the 50 and look where we reverse. We reverse right at the 50% extension. So here we go. 50 to 50. So absolutely beautiful, stunning, marvelous trade. Just beautiful, just beautiful. And, so there's so many ways to get in. And that's why, guys, when I post the results, I always show the low and the high of the range, because I don't know where you're getting in on, right? The trigger method is one method, but for those who actually come here and pay attention, you guys know what I do, right? You guys know I do the fibs, I do the inside bars and all that, right? And I can't explain that all in one tweet. So I appreciate you guys that are here and are willing to learn, because I'm gonna repeat this again. If it was as simple as just buying a trigger to make millions of dollars in the market, everybody would be rich. And obviously that's not the case. Okay. Where's the link for your book? Okay, let's just do that real quick. So a lot of people have been asking me. Go here, right here, to tradingwars.com. And all you got to do right there is you go say right here, my book, Fibonacci and options. And here we go, the golden partnership, Fibonacci and automated options trading, pay via PayPal. And then I have some pages for you guys to read here and some charts. Okay. All right. Oh, so back here. So how do you know where to draw the fib during the market? So that's what I call the morning leg and the afternoon leg, right? And I explain that in more detail in my book. But a good starting point, just start off with watching my YouTube playlist on fibs. Are your fibs different from the standard fibs provided by Tradingview? Mine look shaded and different than yours. Yeah, mine are a little bit different. I do a little bit of custom. You watched the video yesterday. I actually went through how I customized them. Do you plan selling it printed on Amazon anytime soon? Maybe. Just have so many things going on, guys. It's hard for me to keep up. Even doing these sessions are harder for me to do. I have so many things to do. But yeah, definitely I need Need to look into that. What if we're already a member of the swing group? Can we still get the benefit from book promotion? Yeah, yes, you can, sir. A lot of people are doing that. You can just so the swing room is $50. The book is $88.60 in honor of the 88.6 fib. So what I do is I'll just charge you $30 and you can pay me the $30 and I'll send you the book. So you get a little bit of a discount. Good stuff. All right. So are we okay with Walmart? Does Walmart make sense? Walmart was actually really nice too, because you see this little inside bar here. This one was a really nice one right there. So that one, if you didn't take the orb right there, but I mean, even the orb is good money. Look how beautiful that orb is right there. And then that inside bar right there is so beautiful. And then the fibs right here, we have the 50. And then also we have the intraday fib, right? How can I get all of your technique knowledge? Well, I have my 2-day seminar on my website. That one goes through all of my strategies, and I have videos that I did. I did a seminar back in, I can't even remember now, a few months ago, probably in March. I have the recording for that. That has all my materials, my books, and all that. So if you're interested, so hit me with a 3 if you guys are okay with Walmart. I mean, the setups have been really good. It's just you just got to put in the effort. You got to put in the work. You got to be there. You got to show up. All right. So that's good, right? So far, AMD and Walmart, really, really clean trades. If you put your entry with the condition of the price, is it better limit or market? I realize sometimes doesn't take limit and goes without me. Hi, Sylvia. Yes. So when I use the robot, I always use market because I don't think you're going to get filled on the limit. Can we tap Walmart one more time, please? Okay, let's do that. Let's do it again. Okay, so go back to the daily. So I'm gonna do this quickly. Go to the daily. We know that yesterday was an inside bar. Let's hit the market replay together. We know that yesterday was an inside bar. So we can go to the 5-minute chart and we can do the replay together. So the first thing that we can do is we can draw the fib from the low to the high of the previous day. Then we can press play together. Okay, so here we go. First bar, boom. So right here, if you have that limit order on the 786, like we discussed, you're filled right there. Okay, you could put your stop below the previous day's low to be safe. And then let's continue. Right, here's your inside bar calling your name right there. So that's your second opportunity. And actually, sorry, the opening range breakout was there. That's triggered there. So if you had your stop here, you're still safe. And then we just continue, and that's just beautiful. And then right here, so this is like for you guys that are asking me, so how do you draw the fib in real time? This is how you draw the fib. So you take it from the low to the high right here, because once we start pulling back, right? Once we start pulling back, that's where you have the fib, because you want to see where it's going to come into support. And there we go. We come down, boom. We're on the 50. We have an inside bar there, boom. So if you're just taking the inside bar setup right there on the 50, take the break above, right? Put the stop below. That's just beautiful. And then we all know what's next. Okay. So there we go. Very beautiful textbook trades. Very, very good. Very, very, very good. I'm very happy to share this knowledge with you guys. It makes me happy to know that I'm helping some people. Do you ever use Hikanashi candles? No, I use normal candles. I have some students who use Hikanashi. I'm not an expert on it, but I think it's definitely good. And it's also very good for scalping and lower time frames. Didn't trade today, but watch setups come to me using the inside bar and fib technique. That's great. What do you mean by robot? Well, I'll talk about that more another day. So that's another story. How much does seminar cost? Well, the seminar is 2 days. The first day is about trading futures. The second day is about trading options. Let's just go to my website and look at it. So here's the seminar. So it's the most expensive thing that I have, but here's everything you learn. Day 1 is about futures. Day 2 is about stocks. And these are all the systems you get. You get the Fibonacci system, the algo limit system, the inside bar system. You get all of my systems. I wrote those. So, the things that I'm teaching you guys here, I actually wrote books on them before for my own knowledge and everything. So you get the videos, you get all 3 of the systems, you get my scanners. and you get the back test and the data, and you get 3 months in the private swing room for $6.99. So, I think it's a good deal because you get 3 months in the private room. So that's $150 right there. And then you get all of my systems, you get my books, you get everything. You get everything that I published ever. So I think it's good. And then you get the recordings and everything. But obviously, you guys don't have to do that if you don't want to. I'm not forcing anybody to do that. But that's just there for the people that, they might have a little bit more money and they want to support me and they want to learn. Otherwise than that, you guys can come to the YouTube and we can learn here, right? All right. So let's look at Roku. And we'll start here again. So we know we had an inside close yesterday. And something that was very important to me about Roku, which was actually leading me more to the downside with Roku, was if we see right here how this inside bar closed, right? This inside bar actually closed with a big red bar, so almost a bearish engulfing bar. Almost, obviously, if we broke the low, we would have engulfed it, but we didn't. We closed inside. But do you see how much selling there was on Thursday? This kind of gave me an idea that Roku could be more bearish than bullish, right? You provide so much useful value in these videos. How come? That's a good question. I do it because I want to help people. I want to give back. We live in a toxic world. We live in a toxic community. FinTwit is very toxic. I get bashed a lot. People attack me all the time. But when I give to other people and I see them succeed, it's a different type of satisfaction that goes beyond this world. And that's why I do it, And since I've been giving generously to people, I have everything that I need in my life. So I'm a big believer in giving and giving with an open heart in order to receive. So that's why I do it. I know, and that I could charge $5,000 for this easily, but I just don't want to. I want to be fair with you guys, and I want to be different. I want to add value, and this is the way to do it. Do you have swing option Discord room? Yes, I do, sir. Can you look at Microsoft? If you haven't, I had that and let them go early. What would you have done? Okay, we will look at Microsoft. Hi, Rich. Thank you for sharing and all your efforts. Just to confirm, you use a scanner to identify stocks? Yes, I do. You reap what you sow. That is correct. All right. So like I said, right? So basically, with that knowledge, that yeah, we will look at Spice. Don't worry, we will get to Spice. With that knowledge that I talked to you guys about yesterday, right? With Roku, I said, well, Roku was actually a very bearish close, so that could lead me to be a little bit bearish, right? So let's look at two sets of fibs. So let's go low to high. So we have the 786 right there. So let's just say we take the 786 again, right? We take that from this push from here to here is good money, right? So just taking this push from here to here is excellent money. So you could have just done that for your long, and that's absolutely brilliant. Okay. So that's probably, I don't know, this push from here to here is, I don't know, depending on how good of a price you get, that can easily be 50% return. So, but now this is a situation where we can draw the fib the other way, right? We can draw the fib the other way because remember, we looked at the daily chart and we saw a lot of selling. So we can also say, all right, if Roku pushes back up, then where can it reverse? And what we can do here is we can take the fib from the opposite direction, from the high to the low, like this. And then here we go. We get that perfect 50% rejection, right? So depending on if you're limit ordering in here, right? If you have your limits set, or if you just want to wait for the candlestick confirmation, here you go. Here's your inside bar right there. So that's giving you a candlestick confirmation that there is algorithms that are shorting here, right? And then all you got to do is take that short on the close or on the low, keep your stop up here, and this one rolls over beautifully. Okay, so that's how you play the puts. And then the other opportunity is if you miss this one, then we can take the micro fib. Okay, so this might get a little complicated for you guys, but this is the advanced level of Fibonacci. These are things I talk about in my book, so just bear with me. Okay, first fib, morning leg, low to high, like this. Okay, we tag the 786, we pop up back up, so you can play this again. That's money, right? Or we can take the opposing leg from high to low, and this one was the big money, right? Here was the big money. So if we go high to low, we tag the 50, and then we just roll over all the way to a full extension. So this is a full extension of this right there, right? So this is a very, very beautiful trade right here. If you tag that 50, you also look at this. You also have a beautiful inside bar right on the 52. So I mean, a lot of the times you get the fib and the inside bar lined up together, and then when you have those two things lined up together, you have music. Basically, you have an amazing confluence. So we got Michael Wong in here with the 527. I've learned so much from you in just 1 week. Almost finished your playlist. Thank you so much. AMD was great today. Thank you very much, Michael. I appreciate that. I really, really do. I can't explain to you guys how happy I am when that you guys are here, first of all, because I used to do these with like 9 or 10 people, and just to see my growth, it's sometimes it makes me want to cry, because it's just, I put in so much effort, I put in so much blood and sweat. I get kicked around sometimes by the community, and just to see this growth, and then actually people are actually donating to me now, it's just a blessing, and I'm just so happy. I'm honestly just so happy, so grateful for you guys to be here. And I always keep telling myself, just keep coming back and keep putting in the work. I know sometimes I'm tired, sometimes I don't want to do it, but I just know that, like, sometimes you only get lightning in a bottle once. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like this is my time. This is my lightning in a bottle, and I need to be out here performing for you guys. Just like it's like, just like it's the finals of the NBA or something. Like, this is my finals right now, and I got to give the effort to you guys. All right. So here we go. Chutron with the 20. Thank you very much, brother. You are amazing sticker. I very, very much appreciate that. Thank you very much. And I got the investing Mata here with the $1. Thank you very much, sir. Really appreciate it. This is I'm gonna use that 20. So we got about $27 right now. We're gonna be using that for some option plays next week. So here we go. So let me pull up a couple comments here. So I'm so much more confident in this week following you. Thank you very much. I know Sherneen, you're new here. I've been seeing your progress. I've been seeing you learning, and I'm very, very happy to be a part of your journey. You're so generous, bro. That's why I really appreciate your time and listen. Thank you, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is my first day with you, and I just got to say thank you. Life-changing. Thank you, brother. Thank you, thank you. What charges of swing option room in the room alert, swing option position, or swing comments? Any 4th of July offered for the swing Discord room? So the room is $50 a month. I can show you guys around in the room. So here we go. So we have these different channels. This is my main channel. These are my alerts. So I have my mods who post my alerts on my different swing trades. And then we have, these are like our day trading discussions are here. So these are, if people want to ask for chart requests from me, I go through these. Share your success. So these are my traders in here that are posting their profits and they're doing well. That makes me very happy. Share your lessons learned. And then we have the main channel here, swing trade chat paid. We have a really good community. People are just here and just helping each other. And that's what it's about. It's not about making money. It's about learning the tools, and we have the right people to help learn the tools. So basically you get this, and then you get the private Twitter. So let's go to the private Twitter. So here's the private Twitter. I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek, right? I probably shouldn't be showing you this, but it doesn't matter. So, here we go. So here's an example of one of the trades that I posted for next week. Oh, I don't think you guys can see. Here's one of the trades that I posted for next week, right? So I have a few of them here that I post. So I'm just going to show you guys 2 for free. That's Amazon there, and then XOM short. And then, I have a Google spreadsheet with all of the trades, and we give alerts on those. So basically in the swing room, I like to keep it very automated, because my swing trades, I don't want them to have the same strategy as my day trades. The swing trades, I want to be very automated with it, because I also have a large account that I want that I don't want to like micromanage it. I just want it to be set and forget. So I always pick the swing trades on the weekend. I put the orders in on the weekend and I just leave them. I let it do its thing. And Johnson is one that we took this week. I wanted to make a video on that. So I'm going to talk about that. I'll talk about that today too. I want to show you guys about the stop losses and stuff like that. Thank you. I love your picks. Thank you so much. I can watch this all day. This is amazingly beautiful. Honestly, if you know what I'm talking about, like if you've been around the block a lot and you know what's out there, this is very beautiful. Best trading book ever. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your work. AMD got me 600%. That's beautiful. That's even better than me. So, the best thing is when your students pass you, then you know you're doing something good. Have you ever used supply and demand strategies? What are your opinions compared to fibs? So that's a good question, brother. So, when I first started trading, I was like everybody else. I wanted to learn about support and resistance and all those things. And I just found that it's very subjective. Like support is very subjective. Resistance is very subjective. Some people can see support and some people don't think it's support. So I didn't want to deal with anything that was subjective because then like you would see like other traders would say this is support, but then someone else would say it's not support, and then it just makes everything confusing and then you don't know what to do. So to combat that, what I do is I created my own strategies, like the fibs, the inside bars. Those are things I'm comfortable with them because I actually back tested them. So I have back tested data. Before I became good in trading, I actually did 2 or 3 years of back testing, replaying the markets, trading them. So that's why I'm more comfortable with what I do. So I don't really rely on that anymore, supply and demand, but it's always something I think about, but it's not the primary strategy. What are your days and hours in the live room? Every day. Every day. Any deal on the swing room? So the only deal that I'm doing right now, guys, is if you buy the book, you get 1 month for free in the swing room. The swing room is only $50 a month, and there's channels that charge $200 a month. You guys know who they are. I could increase my price at any time because I have a very, very proven track record. Like this month, I have a 75% win rate. For the year, I'm one of the only few people that actually show all their trades, right? So if we go here to my swing room, like these are all my results. I have them all here. And a lot of people won't do that because they don't want to be transparent. And I have over a 70% win rate. So I can easily charge like $500 and be like, I'm the greatest person of all time. I have a 70% win rate. But I think $50 is a very fair price. And I don't want to increase it because I want it to be accessible to everybody. So that's why I'm not going to change it. I'm not going to do anything with it. I think $50 is fair. Charmaine with the $5. Shernine with the $5. Thank you very much. I very, very much appreciate that. And I'm, happy to see you here almost every day. So appreciate that. All right. So let's keep going here. The next one was Spice. So Spice was probably the worst one on the day. It was very difficult to trade. Nothing worked. The fibs didn't really work. The inside bars didn't really work. And that's just going to be honest with you guys. Sometimes it's not going to work. So that's why today with Spice, for me, once it started coming into the gap here, right? So what I did here was I had the Fibbo from the low to the high right there, from the close to the high. And I had these levels. So you see the 50 was the first stop for me. You see how we hugged the 50 for a while. We hugged it. We tried to hold it, right? And then we just kept going through. So this is when I started to realize that something's up with Spice today. And I just cut my losses with the calls. It just didn't work. And that's going to happen on some of them. But like I said, you gotta spread your bets out, right? Don't rely on one stock to make you money. So that's why AMD really came in clutch for me. And I also had Nike from the beginning of the week when we did Nike together. We did it on Monday or Tuesday. We did Nike together, and that one did really, really well for me. Okay, but in terms of Spice, I just gonna be honest with you guys. It's just a loser. No matter how you cut it, you're gonna lose. And the reason why Spice is a loser is because of, if we look at last week, right? I'm going to explain something to you guys that's very important, okay? So here we go. So here was last week on Spice. So we had the 35% gap and we just exploded, right? So the same thing happened this week Friday, we had a big gap, but we did the opposite. And this type of trading is just a market manipulation, because what the market does is it likes to do things in the opposite manner, right? Because it wants to trap people. So last Friday, everybody bought spice calls, everybody made money. So most rookie traders are going to do the exact same thing, and that's fine. You can do the same thing. But what they're going to do instead is, instead of, let's say they made $1,000 last week, now they're going to come in with $2,000, because they're going to be greedy, and they're going to be like, well, it worked last week. I'm going to double up my size, and I'm going to make 4,000 this week. So they do that and they get crushed. So the market manipulators, they know what they're doing, and they like to do things in the opposite. And then for us as traders, when our strategies, like when we have the fib, when we have the inside bars, and you see it's not working, you need to learn to disappear. You need to move on to another stock, because then you can understand that there's things that's happening in these stocks that are not going to follow your trading plan. It's not going to follow your strategy. So you need to move on, right? So that's an honest example. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I'm not going to pretend like I did some magic here and made money, because I didn't, right? Could you have done puts when it broke to 50? Yes, you can. You could have definitely taken the puts. So let's draw that back. So right here, when it breaks the 50 right here, so this bar here could be your signal for the puts, right? When we break the 50. The only thing is, personally for me, when we have big gap ups like this, I don't like to short, just because normally it's easier to play longs. But obviously, when you look at this chart in hindsight, it's like it screams puts at you, right? But for me, I wouldn't play it, because I know that my odds are not really in the favor of the puts. All right. So hit me with a 4 if you guys understand spice. Hit me with a 4. So really, if we think about today, we had 4 plays for Lotto Friday. And we had 4 plays, and at least I would say AMD and Walmart were the easy, very, very easy ones. So you could have doubled up on those. And then let's say you lost singles on Roku. Let's say you lost a single on Roku and you lost a single on Spice. You're still going to walk away and make a lot of money, right? So that's how you have to look at trading, guys. Don't just focus on one thing because, you heard about it or something like that. Don't do that. Spread the risk out across many names. Like you guys see that I post my account, right? My swing trading account. Let me show you. I post my swing trading account for you guys to see, because I'm trying to show you guys that how I trade. I look how many tickers I have on. So let me show you guys. So here we go. So this is one of my swing trading accounts, right? So I made $1,150 on the day. But look how many names. This is only the first page. I have like another full page after this, right? So you see how I'm in so many names. Okay, so if one of them doesn't work, it's not a big deal, because I have other positions on, right? And that's how you want to trade. You want to have, for me personally, I like doing this the most. So okay, so let me ask you guys a question. So if you have $1,000, would you rather put $1,000 into one stock, or would you rather put $1,000 into 10 stocks? So if you would rather put $1,000 into one stock, hit me with a 1. If you would rather put it in 10 stocks, hit me with a 2. So let me see what you guys think. I'm not saying either one is right or wrong, but I'm showing you the way that I trade and my experience, right? So I see a lot of 2s, and yeah, like what I'm trying to show you guys is that I just feel more comfortable when I have a lot of trades spread out. Yep, never put all of your eggs into one basket. Exactly. This goes back to those old teachings. All right, good. So what's next? I want to talk about Johnson and Johnson with you guys, because this was a trade that we took in the swing trading room that was a very beautiful trade, almost like a miracle. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys how I traded this. So we're going to hit the replay so we can do this together. All right. For space, your mod used your gap up strategy for the second 5 minute and hit 100%. Could you go over that? Hey Jerome, no, you can ask the mod because my mods, they're all like very experienced traders that I've taught. So so obviously like I say all the time, they don't do exactly what I do. You know, they follow the principles. So you could DM if it was Rep or whoever it was, um if it was Rep or if it was Leah or whoever, you can DM them, they'll walk you through that. Because I didn't take that. So I'm not sure how they played it. Um so here we go. So low to high. So here we go. The low was 162.25. So let me just draw that with you right there. 162.25. The high is 164.78. So there we go. So how I played Johnson and Johnson, I took a long right here and I had my stop on the 618. And the reason why I had it on the 618 is if I went to the daily chart and I saw we had this big bar. So I'm basically saying, okay, I'm going to play Johnson and Johnson. I'm going to risk this bar. All right. So now let's go into the hourly chart. Okay. And let's see what happened. Okay. So watch closely. Okay. Watch closely with me. So you guys know that the 618 is an important Fibonacci for me. I love trading it. So let's hit play. Okay. So I got filled right there. So this is a fill. Okay. Okay. Hold on one sec. Let me get this donation. Tia Clay with the 999. Thank you very much. Been studying charts for almost 2 years and everyone talks about patterns, cup and handle, blah, blah, blah. Man, you're giving me something concrete. I bought the book. Invaluable. Thanks a bunch. Hit on Spice. That just makes me so happy. I honestly, like, I'll be honest with you guys. You guys know how I am. I don't want to go on a rant today, but I don't like things that are subjective, like cup and handles and spoon and forks. I don't like it because you can say that about anything. I can look at this right now and I can say, well, this is a cup and this is the handle. You see that, guys? I could say this is a cup and this is the handle. Anybody can say that, right? But the non-subjectivity is it an inside bar? Yes or no? Yes or no? That's it. Right? So that's what I like, and I'm happy to share that message with you. So thank you very much. All right. So I got filled. Okay, so I got filled here. And then we're gonna go next. Now look at that. Right? So I got filled. Right? Everybody in the swing room with me got filled. And right away it just turns around and then we all feel like shit. Right? And at this point, let me ask you guys a question. At this point, how many of you would have panicked and just got out? Hit me with a 1 if you would have panicked on that bar and you would have got out right there. Hit me with a 2 if you would stay in. Okay? Taylor Church says some of these gals could be geometry professors with all the triangles they draw. That's a good one. That is a good one. Right? So I see 1s. I forgot what I said, but I think the 1 means that you guys would have panicked, right? So for me, I have a rule. When I'm swing trading, it's automated, and I don't move my stop loss until I get at least to my partial target or to my first target. Right? So let's continue. This is so fun, guys. When you think about this, look at what we're doing right now. Let me ask you guys a question, honestly. Have you ever seen somebody do this shit? Honest question. Have you seen somebody share their real trades with you, sit down with you, and walk you through everything? I haven't. I wish that I had someone to do this with me because this is the best way to learn. This is actually just mind-blowing that we're doing this together. It's just like, I love this. I really do. All right. Do you share your scanner in the swing page chat? Yes, I do. Yep, I have my scanners in the swing room. Okay, let's go next. Okay, so we have an inside bar. Very interesting. Okay, so maybe we could play the inside bar here. Let's say we're a day trader. We could take that inside bar. If it breaks below, we can go short. If it breaks above, we can go long. Okay, so it breaks below just a bit and it starts to reverse, but we'll keep the stop up here. Okay, let's see what happens. There we go. Boom, boom. So right there, if you took this short of this inside bar right there, you would have made money right there. Right? So that's actually, I just saw this one and I'm just thinking in my head, this one makes a lot of sense because it's a false breakout of the weekly, right? So here is the weekly high. It's a false breakout of the weekly high, and then we get an inside bar. So this is actually a good bar to short. And then there you go. That's your 1-to-1 right there. So that's a very good trade. Let's go next. Okay. All right. So we come here and we tag the 50. Okay. We tag the 50. So I'm this close to getting stopped out. This close. Like literally that's nothing. Let's see how many cents that is. So I am about 30 cents away from getting stopped out. And I don't do anything. I honor myself. And this thing comes down again. Okay. At this point, I almost had a heart attack. But look at this. Another one. Look at this another beautiful inside bar. Look at that. This is actually, I just love looking at these things. Look at this. You could have taken that one short here. That's a 1-to-1. You could have taken this short right there. That's a 1-to-1. So when you guys get to that next level in trading, when you get to that higher level, these are the type of trades that you can take. Okay. So let's continue. Right. So basically here, we retested the 50 2 times. It came right there. My stop loss is right here. Okay. And this is why the fibs are so powerful. You see how we tag the 50, and we bounce. That's why I use those. And then here we go. Here comes the pain. Boom, 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 boom. Right? Boom. Look at that. Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. You see that, guys? And then right here, after we have the confirmation of the 50, you see the 50, after the 50 holds 1 time, 2 times, then you get the inside bar right here. Now this inside bar is a bar to play bullish because we have this double bottom right here. Okay. So right there, man, this is just beautiful. And it's still, yep, there we go. So that was my trade in Johnson & Johnson right there. So I took off half of the position around 1.5, which was there. And then I put my stop loss to break even. And then I'm just holding the rest right now. All right, so let's see. Do you have an account only for day trades and another for swing, or both together? I have a lot of accounts and I try to segregate them as much as I can. So yeah, they're right now I actually consolidated a few of them, but when I was day trading heavily, like when I was day trading futures heavily, I had a separate account for futures, a separate account for swings, separate account for investing. When you enter your swings and the play turns around, do you ever consider averaging down? No, I never consider averaging down because then I would be risking more than my 1% of my capital. So then that's, if it doesn't work, I'm going to get destroyed, right? So I never do that. I never do that because I want to keep my risk where it needs to be. When did you move your stop there? I moved my stop loss after I actually came all the way up here and hit 1.5. Then I put my stop to break even. I'm interested in your Discord service. What price for both day trade room and swing room? Well, right now I just have the swing room, right? And the Discord. The swing room and the Discord is together. In the Discord, I have my own mods that also post their trades so that we have a community. God damn, you really like Michael Jordan out here. I try, brother. Javier, thanks. Thank you for doing this. I just started following you. I'm going to watch the rest of your videos this weekend. Yeah, honestly, we have a long weekend. Monday, the market is closed. This is a great chance for you guys to catch up. Rich, how do you determine if it's a reversal or a retracement? You don't really know if it's a reversal or retracement. You have to just play the odds. So you have, when you're defining what type of trader you want to be, you really have to say, am I going to trade reversals or I'm going to trade retracements? You have to define that. For me, I trade retracements. I don't really trade that much reversals. I like to trade with the trend. Johnson & Johnson is a bullish stock on the higher time frame. That's why I went long. Does your method for swing trades also hedge against a big market correction? So I always have at least 2 or 3 short positions on. Like right now I have I shorted I think IBM. There's always a few that I have short just to give me some comfort in case the market does go down. At least I know I have some shorts on. But another way that I deal with the risk, Michael, is I use stop limit orders. So if the market is just tanking, it won't. You see how my entry is here? So if, let's just say, Johnson Johnson start tanking, if it doesn't hit my entry price, I don't get filled, right? So in a lot of situations when the market is tanking, I'll never get into the trade because it'll never break my trigger price. If that makes sense. Any advice? The best way to focus on plays, charts, etc., without being overwhelmed. You normally give 4 plays. I try to pick 2 to watch. I'm not automated yet. Lol. Well, the easiest way, in my opinion, is just doing the swing trades when you first start off. Because with the swing trades, think about it like this: you can put the trades on the weekend. So that's what I do with the swing trades. I put the orders in on the weekend. I do the analysis on the weekend. So then the market is not moving, right? So the market's not moving, I don't have to be stressed out. I don't have to like be worried that I'm gonna miss anything. I put the orders in on the weekend and I let it do its thing. You know what I mean? I have my entry, my stop loss, and my target. Yeah, I'm gonna look at Microsoft right after this. How do you know where to measure the daily IB with the long or short side of the fib? Check out my videos, my Fibonacci playlist. What are your thoughts about the SPY overextended, maybe pull back next week? Let's see how the futures open on Sunday, and then we'll look more into it. Futures gonna open on Sunday. Yeah, it's gonna open on Sunday, but it's gonna be light volume. So really, if the markets gap down, this week because of the holiday, let's say the futures market's gonna open on Sunday night or Monday. If it gaps down, that will be a bearish sign. So let's see what happens. Can we look at Facebook? Yes. So stop limit gap filled. Yeah, stop limit means if it hits the price, then you're going to get filled. If it doesn't touch the price, you don't get filled. Do you also automate your option day trades if that breaks the level? Yes, I do. I use that for my bot. My bot does the level approach. So before we look at Microsoft, because I know a lot of you are asking about that, before we look at Microsoft, let's discuss the trigger, the bots. Okay, so 1 second. So the bot that I have trades the trigger method only. Okay. So this week the bot took I think about 11 or 12 trades, the same trades that I post with you guys on Twitter. I took all of those with the bot using the breakout method, and only 3 out of 11 or 3 out of 12 of the trades were actually profitable. The 3 trades that were profitable were Visa, Nike, and AMD for the bot. The other ones were losers. But that being said, even with such a shitty win rate, the bot still made $600 because AMD went up 8 times and Nike went up 6 times. So I made 14 times my money on those 2 plays alone, and the rest of them we lost. So obviously the trigger method is not the most profitable method, guys. It's not. It really is not the most profitable method in terms of like just getting the low and the high of the day. You're not going to get it with the breakout method, right? But there are a few of my traders and some of my students who modify the breakout method, right, to make it work better for them. And the way you can modify the breakout method is you can have, instead of risking the full position, like let's say you take the breakout of the level, they have a fixed 20% stop. So I talked about that yesterday in my other video, so you can watch that one. I talked more in detail about my student who's doing that. But basically, when you take the breakout method, you got to be quicker with the profit taking, and you got to be quicker with your stop losses, especially if you're playing lottos. But if you're getting in like on a Monday, like when I got in on Monday and Tuesday with AMD and Nike on my bot, then it's easier because you don't have to worry about the DK right away, right? But when you're doing Lotto Friday, the breakout, if you're going to take a breakout level, you have to be quick. How do you know which method to use in what circumstance? Well, you have to read the price action, right? At the open, like I teach you guys all the time. Where are we opening? What's the context? Gap up, gap down, all that stuff. All those stuff matter. Then you know what strategies to employ. So here we go. Everyone's asking about Microsoft. Let's look at that. So Microsoft, I gave it to you guys back here right? So this is when I gave you guys Microsoft, and I did not get filled for some reason on the options. I don't know why. I put the order in and I did not get filled. I think the reason why I didn't get filled was because the trigger for my option and my bot actually came right at the close. So I was trying to get long back here, and you see how it breaks into the trigger into the close, and for some reason I did not get filled. I don't know why. I have to look back and see why. But anyways, so the entry was back here. We discussed this on yesterday's video, and then today was just a beautiful, just rocket ship from Microsoft. And if you look at this chart, we have a gap up, right? So whenever we have a gap up, what do we know about the gap up? Well, we know that there's going to be trapped shorts. You could see there was some shorts back here. And then because of that, the opening range breakout is your first valid, beautiful play right there. Just take the opening range breakout above the high right there. Take that bad boy up. That's a huge winner right there. And that's pretty much all that's really works. There's this inside bar. If you take the break here, it depends on where you put your stop. If you had a conservative stop, you would have been okay. If you're too tight, you get stopped out here. But then we have this one right here, this very, very small one. This was a nice little beautiful winner right there. Take the break above, keep your stop down here. That one would have taken you to the end of the day. So that was actually some really, really nice plays on Microsoft. All right. So we're at 57 minutes, and I don't want to take more of your time on a Friday. And so how are you? So hit me with a 5 if you enjoyed the session, you learned something, and I added value to you. Hit me with a 5. Someone wants me to look at Tesla, so let's look at Tesla in the meantime. Yeah, so Tesla just doing its thing. A lot of trap bulls now, right? We had this pattern here that I identified, and I did take Tesla on the break a few times here, and I did make some money on shares and everything, but it just keeps fighting back down, and that's not a good sign for bulls. So Tesla is in a very dangerous position, I would say, right now, because we have a lot of trap bulls, including myself. I'm one of the trap bulls in here. So if we gap down, things can get very nasty on Tesla. So let's see. Let's see how it looks on Tuesday. But definitely, there's a lot of trap people, and I'm one of those trap persons because I'm in shares. So let's see what happens. And that's how it is sometimes. Like that's why I like to trade different stocks, because like the one that you hear about a lot, most of the time there's some manipulation going on. So obviously Tesla is one of the most popular stocks, and you can see a lot of manipulation because every time we break out, we pull in. Every time we break out, we pull in. So there's a lot of shorts that are piling into this, a lot of institutions that are piling into this. All right. So Snap, I'm not going to talk about it because it's in this private room. I can't discuss it because I have it posted in there for those people. I'm just going to do these last two. So Apple and QFin. Apple. Yeah, so I got into shares in Apple from the weekly chart. So I got into Apple back here, right? Actually, I think I got in on the 2-week chart. So let me add that here, 2-week. Yep. So I got into Apple here on this inside close on the 2-week. I got in right around 128.60, and I've just been riding that up. So Apple looks really strong, and I'm happy that it's finally pushing, because a few times in the past you could see that it just kind of rejected multiple times, but this time it's making a good push, and I definitely think Apple is going to continue into new all-time highs. So I'm pretty happy about that trade. Worked out really well. So where is the book after PayPal? I'll email it to you guys right after. So once you pay through PayPal, I get an email notification, and I'll send you the book tonight. All right, that's it for me. I'm gonna be heading out. I have to post some more charts and stuff for the private room, and I have to set up my orders and everything like that. So I'm gonna go do that, and I have to send out some of these emails to you guys for the book and everything. All right. So that's it, guys. A lot of the questions I see in here, just watch the older videos. I already went through those. So watch the videos this weekend, and you'll see a lot more info on there. And again, I appreciate you guys being here, and it's my pleasure to be your teacher. And we're gonna keep doing this every day. Well, as long as I'll try to do it every day, but if not, at least a few times a week. And then we have Sunday Stock Talk coming, and then we also have some surprise guests that's gonna be showing up on Sunday Stock Talk. So we're trying to make changes in the world, positive changes for everybody. All right. So that's it. I'm out. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day.